home to stories older than time itself.
Is our giant human being.
The caves of our planet are more than just dark,
No. Yeah.
dusty openings.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
Beyond the shocking remains of our ancestors and ancient artifacts, these mystic caverns also hide extraterrestrial secrets. Get ready for prehistoric tales you've never heard before.
Is our giant human being.
You might think caves are empty, but this one had a giant secret. A tourist walking through a cave museum in Thailand found something that made their eyes go wide. A huge skeleton. Inside this special cave-turned-museum, the massive old bones tell a story bigger than anything we imagined. The skeleton is so big, it makes regular human bones look tiny in comparison. The museum's experts say these giant bones might be from someone in our family tree, way back in time. Could this be proof that giants once walked among us?
I put myself here for reference.
Crystallized Remains. Not all caves are cold and empty. Some hold stories frozen in time, like the one hidden in a Maya cave called Aktun Tunichil Muknal. Something glitters in the darkness, but this isn't your normal treasure. Here lies the Crystal Maiden, actually a young man whose bones are completely covered in sparkling crystals. Long ago, between 250 900 AD, the Maya brought people here as gifts to their gods. They believed these sacrifices would bring good crops and rain. Now this teenager's crystallized remains shine like a natural statue, telling a story from over 1,000 years ago. While getting to the cave means swimming through water, the sight inside is unlike anything else on Earth. Skull Cave.
And this is Skull Cave. Just wanted to show you guys.
Tawali Skull Caves might not be everyone's idea of fun, but standing in a dim cave surrounded by human skulls is a unique experience. Located on the north coast of Milne Bay, these caves attract visitors who also enjoy nearby villages and stunning waterfalls. To reach the main Skull Cave, a 15-minute walk through dense bush is required. A local guide is essential for navigating the path. Inside, hundreds of skulls are arranged in piles, evoking curiosity and contemplation. Theories about their presence suggest they were hidden from missionaries who outlawed headhunting, or are ancient burial sites where important individuals' skulls were kept as a sign of respect. Local villagers await to sell handicrafts upon your exit.
Quite an adventure. You gotta hike to it. You gotta earn this one.
Underground world. You know Paris for the Eiffel Tower, but now the reason will be different. Hidden below the city lies a graveyard with the remains of 6 million people. But why are they there? In the 18th century, Paris ran out of cemetery space, so people began relocating bones into old limestone mines. These catacombs stretch over 186 miles, creating a scary world of skeletons. What's more mysterious is the rumor of a secret community living in these tunnels, called cataphiles. They allegedly roam the forbidden parts of the catacombs. Some stories claim they steal maps and lights from illegal explorers, leaving them lost in the pitch-black tunnels. Though mostly unverified, these tales add to the mystique of Paris's underground world. Peruvian Mummy.
La suela se encontró una estructura funeraria subterránea que está aquí debajo.
Sometimes old things can tell us new stories. Archaeologists came across a mummy in 2021 that was between 800 and 1,200 years old, close to Lima, Peru. This mummy was not your typical one. It was curled up like a ball and tied with ropes. Even stranger, its hands were covering its face. The people who found it think this might have been a special way of burying important people long ago. Around the mummy, they found old pots, shells, and tools. These might have been gifts for the mummy to use in the afterlife. But why was it tied up and covering its face? That's still a mystery, waiting to be solved. Sleeping Bishop.
When we opened up the coffin, it was a remarkable occasion.
Researchers at Lund University opened the coffin and found an old man lying there, looking like he was just sleeping. The preservation is so remarkable that experts believe this might be one of the best preserved mummies from that time in Europe. They're planning to transport the mummy to a hospital for CT scans and X-ray analysis, and even create a 3D image of him. This guy was more than just a bishop. He was also a physics professor, architect, entrepreneur, and royal chaplain to the Danish king. Amazing fact. His body reflects the realities of daily life in Lund during the 1600s, preserving an entire era within his 74 years.
An old man was lying almost like he was in sleep.
Neanderthal bones. When archaeologists dug in Italy's Guattari cave, they revealed the ancient life of Neanderthals. The cave, famous for a Neanderthal skull, was discovered in 1939, and soon it became a treasure trove of history. Recently, the team uncovered the remains of 9 Neanderthals, including fragments of skulls, teeth, and a femur. Well, all dating back between 90,000 and 100,000 years. But the surprises didn't stop there. Fossils of elephants, rhinoceroses, and giant deer surfaced alongside ancient humans. It wasn't just about Neanderthals. It was a glimpse into early Italy's world. This find opened a window into the past, showing how diverse life was back then. Roman swords. You won't believe what archaeologists found in a cave near the Dead Sea. 4 Roman swords were hidden for nearly 1,900 years. Can you imagine that? They discovered them in a tight spot while they were photographing an ancient inscription. These swords once belonged to Judean rebels who snatched them from Roman soldiers and hid them away in a rush. 3 of the swords were even in their wooden scabbards, almost like they were waiting for someone to pick them up and go to battle again. The dry desert air helped preserve everything perfectly. It's wild to think about the incidents these blades could tell. What kind of battles were fought? I can't wait to learn more.
Wow! Good, dude.
Sunken plane. Imagine discovering a giant airplane sitting on the seabed. It's breathtaking. The Lockheed Martin L-1011 TriStar, with its 3 engines, is a stunning sight, especially deep under the Red Sea, surrounded by colorful fish and beautiful coral. This old airplane was sunk in 2019 to create a special home for marine life. An American underwater photographer captured photos of this sunken airliner. Fun fact! It flew for airlines in the 1980s and 90s. The plane was sunk at a depth of 15 to 28 meters to help coral grow in Jordan's Gulf of Aqaba. After 3 years underwater, the plane has become home to many sea creatures. Here is the warning. According to him, this adventure is for experienced divers only. Coffin traditional. As you step into the caves of the Philippines, a striking view greets you. Hundreds of ancient coffins stacked, one atop the other. This design was meant to ward off evil spirits. These coffins have been here for an incredible 500 years. But the journey to this resting place is costly. Funerals require the sacrifice of chickens, pigs, and even caribou. It's a unique burial tradition, not for the faint-hearted. In China's Guizhou province, another ancient tradition unfolded. Here, over 500 wooden coffins were stacked in damp caves. This practice aimed to let souls move to heaven. Local lore told of ancestors moving to the mountains to escape war, hoping to return home someday. Instead of burial, they stacked their loved ones in caves to protect them from floods. Warning!
Whoa, it's moving so weird, Tessa.
A tourist, ignoring the guide's warning, walked into a cave alone. He didn't expect to find anything strange, but deep inside, he saw something terrifying. It was the Wendigo, a creature from old Native American stories. This monster looked like a person, but much scarier, with long limbs, bony fingers, and big antlers on its head. The Wendigo stared at him with hungry eyes, standing still, as if it was waiting. Fear took over the tourist, and without thinking, he turned and left. Spaceship crash. An alien flying saucer crashed in the Andes Mountains of Peru in 1974. Locals witnessed it, but military authorities surrounded the area and removed the clues. Here is the twist. In 2007, the truth was out. People went searching for clues about what really happened. They found a box with a humanoid figure inside. Witnesses said there were 3 beings that looked human-like, but only one survived. They tried to save it, but sadly, it didn't recover. One of the aliens was captured and stayed alive for about 3 hours. Witnesses described it as having thin white skin, no hair, and big black eyes. It didn't communicate at all, just made strange, raspy sounds. Strange creature. You won't believe this one. In 2018, a traveler outside a cave in Mexico captured a video of a strange creature. It looked like a spider, but was huge, way bigger than any normal spider. What made it even weirder was that it had a skull-shaped head like a human. When the creature noticed it was being filmed, it quickly scurried back into the cave. Some people wondered if the cave was a secret lab for experiments. Who knows what was really going on in there? Alien encounter. The news is buzzing about a strange creature that has everyone on edge. This mysterious being has a long skull and skinny arms, making it look like an alien. When it showed up, it scared the cameramen, leaving many to wonder if it was a visitor from another world or just protecting its cave. Since that day, people have been staying away from the cave. Imagine walking into a place and finding something like that. What would you do? Genie surprise. In a surprising twist, adventurers exploring a mountain stumbled upon a hairy creature that looked like a genie. As they moved a piece of stone, a strange being emerged from behind it, its face eerily resembling that of a dark-skinned child. The person filming gasped and called out, "Haji, Haji, there is something strange." Just as they directed their flashlight toward the hole, the creature vanished, revealing a mysterious door instead. Those who are easily frightened might want to think twice before watching this clip. Glowing mystery.
Oh, whoa, what is that?
What if you were exploring a shadowy cave in Mexico when you spotted something unbelievable? As you crept along, your heart pounding, you saw a strange figure at the cave's entrance. It wasn't a human, but it didn't look like an animal either. The most astonishing thing? Its face shone brightly like the moon lighting up the night. The glowing being seemed to watch you as if it wanted to share a secret. This cave adventure turned into a thrilling mystery that left the explorer wondering what else was hidden in the darkness.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yo, it's like that thing they showed up.
Snowy encounter.
The hell is it?
That is insane.
This one's straight out of a sci-fi movie. During an archaeological dig in a remote Peruvian cave, some tomb robbers found something far weirder than ancient treasures. An alien. Yep, they captured footage of what looked like a small, frail, humanoid creature with pale skin and huge eyes. The alien looked old, like it had been there for centuries. The video spread quickly, sparking all sorts of wild theories. Could it be proof of ancient extraterrestrial life, or just a hoax? Either way, it's the stuff that makes you wonder what else is hidden in the world's forgotten caves. Glowing encounter.
Yo, I think we're seeing some aliens.
An archaeologist in a cave, carefully digging through ancient ruins when he saw a creature unlike anything he had ever seen. It had glowing blue skin and large, bright eyes that seemed to convey both intelligence and urgency. The being looked as if it had crash-landed on Earth from a spaceship. As the archaeologist moved closer, he noticed the creature's finger moving. At first, it appeared random, but then it became clear. It was trying to communicate. Its gestures resembled a kind of sign language, but the archaeologist couldn't understand. Was it asking for help or trying to warn him of something even greater? The mystery remains. leaving everyone curious about what really happened in that cave. Cracked egg. It was just another day for the forest officials until they stumbled upon a cracked egg in the middle of a dark cave. But that was just the beginning. The officials barely had time to react before the mother dragon emerged, towering over them. Panic took over, and they ran without looking back, leaving the dragon to guard her home. The cave, once a forgotten spot, had become a place no one would dare to visit again. Fact or fiction? In the deep, dark caves of Papua New Guinea, miners tell stories about the Jubba Fofi. This isn't your ordinary house spider. They say it can catch small animals and even trap humans in its giant web. The Amazon jungle has its own 8-legged legend called the Amaponga. Locals claim it's as big as a puppy, but don't try to pet this furry creature. Its bite can make you freeze up like a statue. Africa's spider tail is even spookier. The Mamlambo is said to be part human, part spider. People whisper that it likes to pull unlucky explorers into the darkness below. Yikes. While we don't know if these giant spiders are real, the stories make our imaginations run wild. Just remember to bring a big flashlight if you go exploring. Eyes watching. Locals started hearing strange noises coming from a cave, so they decided to investigate. As they peeked inside, they saw something really eerie. A pair of big black eyes staring back at them from behind a stone wall. They were so scared that they hurried back. Who knows whose house that might have been? It leaves you wondering what kind of creature could be living in there. Creepy return. You won't believe this creepy story from the Ranidi Gupta Dam Cave in Sonbhadra, Uttar Pradesh. A girl disappeared for months, and her family was left in a chilling nightmare, searching every dark corner with growing despair. Then, just when they thought all was lost, she came out from the shadows. But she wasn't alone. She moved like a serpent, and her eyes reflected a strange light. What sinister fate awaited her in the darkness? Whispers of curses and dark rituals filled the air, leaving every villager in fear. Cave screams. You won't believe this story. A guy was exploring a cave and started hearing some really scary screams. As he went into the cave, his flashlight flickered and then went out for a moment. Suddenly, those horrifying screams echoed again, and as soon as he turned his flashlight back on, a strange sight was waiting for him. It was a human-like figure in the dark, a pale face, in a blue hood. What was it? The growling and screaming continued, and the video ended abruptly. Hope he made it back safe. Forest creature. Mexico's forests have always held secrets, but no one was prepared for this. Forest officials, while surveying the area, came across a skeleton that defied explanation. Its long fingers, sharp as claws, and strange crooked spine have sparked wild speculation. Some claim it could be the legendary chupacabra, the creature said to suck the blood of animals at night. While experts examine the remains, locals are buzzing with excitement and fear. Could this strange skeleton be the proof of the mythical creature that has haunted the region for generations? Only time and science will tell, but the air is thick with suspense. Green mystery.
There's another one there. Look at what is that?
While wandering in a remote area, an adventurer found this strange sight. There it was, a green creature lying on the ground. The explorer was surprised. He filmed the creature as it lay still but looked alive. People online started to guess what it could be. Was it a new human figure animal? Something never seen before? Or just a prank? The picture left everyone confused and excited, sparking wild ideas about what might be out there in remote places.
There's another one there. Look at What the is that?
Hidden elevator.
No way.
What if I told you that Richmond, Virginia harbors a hidden cave with a 1,000-foot elevator? As the tourists went down, the walls seemed to tell stories of those who had been here before. They admired names and drawings from 1911. These were the hard reminders. Old lights and bottles from the 19th century were scattered on the ground. As they went on, creepy signs carved into the stone warned them of threats. What other secrets might be hiding in the dark parts of this cave?
Oh, dude, I can see a platform way up there, guys.
Cave foot.
With 3 fingers, right?
A traveler went into the deepest part of a cave only to stumble upon something truly disturbing. A tiny baby's foot with 3 fingers. The strange discovery sent chills down his spine. What other horrifying secrets did this cave hold? As more caves around the world revealed their ancient mysteries, the transcript took readers through an incredible journey of discoveries. From biblical scroll fragments hidden in Israeli desert caves to 26,000-year-old human and animal footprints in Chocave, the evidence of prehistoric life and activity amazed scientists. Each new finding uncovered more about the past, but this latest discovery brought only fear and uncertainty.
Sorry.
Island adventure.
Oh, hell no. That's crazy.
Imagine going on a boat ride and seeing something super weird. That's exactly what happened to some lucky tourists in Thailand. While near a water cave, they heard some odd screams and got curious. As they got closer, they saw strange brown creatures that looked like furry trolls or Ewoks from Star Wars. They were acting all funny, making the tourists giggle and gasp. But guess what? They weren't real monsters at all. It was actually a cool show put on by a singer named Tory Raines and some local actors. The tourists ended up having a totally unusual island adventure that day. Hair Museum. The Avanos Hair Museum in Turkey amazed visitors with its strange and unique collection of hair. This unusual museum held about 16,000 samples of hair from past visitors, each attached to a note with names and contact information. It all began when a Turkish potter, saying goodbye to a loved one, was given a lock of her hair as a keepsake. Since then, people have left hair samples as mementos. Many women even added photos to their locks, making the museum even more special. The museum became famous enough to be included in the Guinness Book of World Records. Every year, 2 lucky visitors had a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Turkey, making this quirky museum a must-see for travelers. Ancient secrets. Deep in Mexico's underwater caves, a teenage girl from 12,000 years ago is telling us secrets about America's first people. Divers found her nearly complete skeleton in the Hoyo Negro Cave, where she had fallen long ago. They named her Naya, and she's not alone down there. She rests among the bones of ancient tigers and pumas, who also lost their way. What makes this discovery super special? At just 4 feet 10 inches tall, little Naya is one of the oldest humans ever found in the Americas. Her DNA holds a treasure map to our past, showing how the first Americans came from Asia and changed over time. Devil snake. A motorbiker is cruising through a snow-covered forest, enjoying the icy scenery, when out of nowhere, they spot something off. Standing in the snow is a humanoid figure, but there's something seriously wrong about it. The figure's smooth, shiny skin and pitch-black eyes give off a creepy vibe. It doesn't move, just stares, almost like it's waiting for something. The biker freaks out and guns it, speeding away as fast as they can, heart racing. Later, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had seen something otherworldly. Was it an alien? A lost experiment? Either way, the encounter left them spooked, and they weren't sticking around to ask questions. Creepy, right? Weird skull.
It's one of the greatest mysteries that this whole thing is going to say, and I don't have answers to that.
This cave kept a secret for 250,000 years. Deep in South Africa, scientists found a bone that takes us way back in time. The skull of a little child who lived before modern humans walked the earth. This isn't just any old fossil. It's the tiny remains of a Homo naledi child who was only 4 to 6 years old. Homo naledi is an extinct species of archaic humans. They named her Latimela, meaning the lost one, and found her just 30 miles from Johannesburg. While other ancient bones have been found nearby, this little one tells a special story of childhood from 250,000 years ago. Hell Cave.
What the heck? No, it's a gate, man.
Viewers said their soul left their body after spotting something horrifying in the gate of Hell Cave. Action-adventure vloggers decided to explore the terrifying cave in Missouri. Their adventure began when their car broke down near the entrance, setting a spooky tone for the day. As they stepped inside, darkness enveloped them. They descended into narrow passages.
A little bit caught.
Each step echoing with unsettling sounds. Suddenly, they found themselves in a chamber crawling with spider crickets and bats. The sight sent chills down their spines. The cave earned its ominous name due to strange darkness. Their mission took a terrifying turn when they discovered a massive gate blocking further exploration. It was marked with a sign reading, "Locked for protection." What secrets lay beyond that gate remained a haunting mystery.
I guess we won't be getting in that.
Childhood echoes. In a cave near the Great Salt Lake, archaeologists found a pile of shoes made from animal skins. This wasn't just any pile. It showed a lost culture that once lived in this land. The promontory caves were first explored in the 1930s, but only recently did researchers understand their true meaning. Among the many items found, the most haunting was the collection of 207 shoes. Over 82% of these were small, made for children under 12. Various cultures in North America struggled and moved away due to climate changes. These children's shoes hinted that this community had survived. What happened to them? Why were their shoes left behind? This discovery raises questions, yet it leaves a heavy feeling, echoing the laughter of children long gone. Tale of Faith. Located in the east of Amman, Jordan, the Cave of the Seven Sleepers is famous because of 7 young Christians who hid here to escape persecution around 250 AD. These brave men fell into a deep sleep for about 150 to 200 years. When they finally woke up, one of them went to buy bread. When he tried to pay with a coin that was 200 years old. Due to this, all 7 were arrested. They were later treated as holy figures. Theodosius, the Roman emperor, wanted to meet these remarkable men, but by the time he arrived, they had all passed away due to their old age. Later, the cave became a place where people wanted to be buried, believing the 7 men were holy. Ancient scrolls. What if ancient voices could speak again? They just did! Israeli researchers found the fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls. It was hidden for nearly 2 millennia during the Bar Kokhba revolt. The new fragments, found in the Judean desert, are the first scrolls found in over 60 years. They contain Greek texts from the biblical books of Zechariah and Nahum. One passage instructs, "Speak the truth to one another." This incredible find highlights the ancient connection to these biblical texts. The archaeologists used drones and climbing gear to search the caves, including a site known as the Cave of Horror, where human skeletons were previously found. The Dead Sea Scrolls make us understand ancient Jewish culture and beliefs more closely now. Serapium Secrets. Just think about walking into a dark tunnel and finding huge stone boxes. That's what people see when they visit the Serapium in Egypt. These boxes are made from solid granite and are really heavy. The ancient Egyptians carved them with amazing skill, making them smooth or adding cool picture writing called hieroglyphics. As people walk through the dim tunnels, they can't help but wonder, how did the ancient Egyptians move these giant boxes? What were they for? Some smart people think the boxes were made to hold special bulls that the Egyptians thought were magical. Others believe there might be an even bigger secret hidden inside. Everyone who visits can't stop thinking about how clever the ancient Egyptians must have been to build something so incredible so long ago. Creepy barnacles. In April 2018, a trawler pulled in for repairs, and what was stuck to the back left everyone stunned. Hundreds of barnacles, known as Conchoderma auratum, were clinging to the metal bars. And they weren't just sitting there, but were moving. These creatures had claws that popped in and out of holes in their bodies, making for some seriously creepy footage. Seeing them wiggle around like that was enough to make anyone's stomach turn. Creepy insect or lady. A video from some secret lab has been circulating, and it's seriously disturbing. In the video, there's this insect, but it doesn't look like any normal bug. Its face looks like an old lady's. Seriously, a wrinkled face with tiny, spindly legs trying to carry its body. They've even given it a name, the alien insect, claiming it's somehow linked to aliens. Can you imagine seeing that crawling around in real life? According to some netizens, it's part of some bizarre alien experiment, while others say it's just a creepy mutation. Amphibian adventure. A young boy stumbled upon something wild while exploring a cave. He recorded this pale creature that looked super strange. At first, people thought it might be a weird humanoid fish, or even a baby dragon. But guess what? It was actually a Slovenian amphibian called the Olm. I know, right? It might sound odd, but this little guy is just a part of nature. Can you imagine capturing something like that on tape? It must have felt like a real-life adventure. Ocean mystery. We all expect UFOs in the sky, but could there be one hiding underwater? Treasure seekers combing the Baltic Sea have found a strange, smooth object that doesn't look like anything from this world. The sonar images reveal unusual steps and lines, almost as if it were a spaceship lying on the ocean floor. Experts are excited and baffled by the find, saying it looks more like something alien than human-made. As a dive team prepares for closer inspection, everyone is wondering, is this the real deal? Alien creature. A local bypasser in a small town was taking a walk when he spotted a strange reptile sitting in a pile of garbage. At first glance, it looked like a snake. But this was no ordinary snake. This one had horns, like a devil, and get this, bunny teeth. It was like something out of a bad dream. Netizens came up with different theories. Some thought it was a crossbreeding experiment gone wrong, while according to others, it was just a rare mutation. Either way, I'd hate to bump into something like that. Imagine finding out there's a secret lab nearby, and that's where it came from. Open discussion. A group of adventurers came across a real-life troll, looking just like the one from Troll Hunter. No special effects or costumes. This was a nightmare. The fear must have been overwhelming as they realized they were face to face with a creature straight out of a horror movie. How did this beast manage to slip into our world? If one troll can get a soul out of you, who knows what other nightmares are just a dark corner away?